here's the deal. Are you worried about your kids?
Yes, I'm worried. I want to know what's going on.
She did not make it.
This is Brittany Delgado, a terrible mother who thinks she can get away with trying to take the life of her two young ones. And right now, what detectives need are answers.
The facts aren't adding up to what you're telling me, Brittany. I want the truth, baby. That's all I
I'm
need.
giving you the truth. That's all I remember.
Answers that grow more shocking by the minute, because this tragedy was something that everyone saw coming, and it's about to get a whole lot worse.
We checked the temperature of that heater, 150 degrees. Do you hear me?
Yes.
150 goddamn degrees.
On December 10th, 2019 in Tallahassee, Florida, 26-year-old Brittany Delgado called 911 claiming she just found her two young ones unresponsive and not breathing in their room. When Leon County deputies and EMS arrived at the mobile home, they found them extremely warm to the touch, and when they were rushed to a local hospital, both were found to have internal temperatures reaching 108 degrees. The younger of the two unfortunately did not survive, and with the older brother in critical condition, authorities wanted answers from Brittany and her boyfriend, Pedro Alvarado. Because not only were the mobile home's living conditions unfit for anyone to live in, there had been a disturbing and documented history of neglect. So as Brittany's brought in for questioning, detectives have several serious questions, starting with why the bedroom doors in the home locked from the outside.
Got a question for you. All the door handles in that house are reversed. The locks are on the outside.
Oh, no. The only ones that are like that is bedroom 1 and 2 in the back. He will lock doors.
Okay. So you reverse locked them so he can't
Lock himself or anybody or anything. Like if I say a key to a bedroom.
No, what I'm saying is the mechanism to
handle.
lock is on the outside, meaning
Yeah.
you could lock it and the person on the inside could never get out because you had the doors locked.
No, that's your only pin.
Mm-hmm.
He'll say, "Can I draw?" And he'll show you that he's drawing for a little bit in the living room. Then he'll take your pen or your phone. If you loan your phone to him, take it to the other room, one of those rooms, lock that door, and shut your phone, your pen, your keys, whatever in that room, and we won't be able to get in that room.
So that's why you reverse the locks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you during the time when you supervised the kids? And I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but is there a period of time, like if you're doing something very important, that you would lock them in the room
Hell no.
so they couldn't get out, so you could deal with a phone call or clean up a mess or just like a minute or two? Would you ever do something like that?
No. I love my kids too much. I'm not gonna. That's right there is called neglect and abuse, and I don't believe in that.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that.
I love my kids too much. This right now, it hurts me. I still have the image in my head how they looked and everything.
Yeah.
I'm worried about what's going on. I want to know what's going on with my kids. Mm-hmm. I want my kids.
Yeah. Yeah. You know they were transported by the ambulance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my family's asking me why I couldn't go with them, and I said, well, they said since they were still working on Alex, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just we're doing our due diligence, man. We want to make sure everybody is doing what they're supposed to do, and we want to make sure we first just understand what the frick happened. How do we get to point A where the boys are playing and are fine? All of a sudden they're overheated, right? Mm-hmm. And then they're being transported to the hospital, non-responsive. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to figure out how we got to point A to point B.
And I want to know how that happened too.
Only you and Pedro would know.
While Brittany claims not to believe in being a bad parent, her history of, well, being one says otherwise, because deputies had been dispatched to the home just a month earlier after her older son was found wandering outside alone, and Brittany was found to be asleep inside. And even her own family would testify to the unclean physical state and inadequate access to food. So with a documented record of not caring for her own, Brittany isn't exactly Mother of the Year.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever had an issue with, not I'm going to say like an issue like ongoing, but ever had any incidences where either of the boys got out of the house without you knowing it and walked down the street? Has that ever happened while you've been here?
That happened like twice, I think.
Happened twice? How did that happen?
I was in the bathroom those 2 times. I was just in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And that was before we fixed the back door lock on the top. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't notice it. No.
On the basically
I know what you're saying. It's like
it's
a lock for the top, right?
Yeah,
so the boys can't reach it.
It's like here,
Yeah.
and it flips, and you turn the little middle piece right here it's on this door.
Mm-hmm.
You turn it like people say it's like they have it at the hotels.
Yeah. Okay.
And it
like a latch, it folds over a clasp or something like that.
And then it turns the thing. And,
Gotcha. Okay.
But it hasn't happened since then. So.
When was the last time that happened?
That was before that. We put that lock, which was probably about maybe I think a month and a half ago. I think I can't remember. It was maybe a month and a half ago.
Let me change gears a little bit. When I got on scene, there was a female that was talking
to me.
Yeah, and she was upset. What was she upset about?
She says that, oh, I know that was going to happen, and
yeah, what I heard that.
That was not
what does that mean? Because it sounded like she knew something was going to happen to the kids.
She was saying that something, like she was thinking something would happen to me or the kids or something, and I was like, nothing's going to happen, you know. And it was not like, it was just like
Yeah, but she made that statement while we were all on scene, right?
Mm-hmm. She was just trying to make a big show, you know.
Yeah, but the kids were putting the ambulance and had left, and she was aware of that. Why would she say, I knew this was going to happen? Because
she's a drama queen. One. Two, she's mad at me, so she's trying to make it look like I'm the bad guy.
Why would she do that on the scene?
Because you guys are officers. If she makes it look like, oh, I knew this was going to happen, what are you guys going to think? That me or Pedro's going to do something to the kids. And that's not it. I have messages on Messenger where she has threatened me, saying that she was going to whip my.
Okay. So you said she threatened to call CPS on you. What would she say if she called CPS?
Just some stupid shit like that stuff that she does for her, like doesn't do for her kids and her husband, which I've noticed. And I told her, I was like,
yeah, but what would the allegation be that she would call CPS on you?
The supposable allegation would be that I don't feed my kids.
Okay.
And I feed my kids. I make sure they're fed, they're changed, they have a roof over their head.
Let me ask you a question about CPS. Have you ever had any investigations against you with CPS in other states?
To be honest, yeah, but that wasn't he said, she said, because I didn't have a steady residence.
So what do you mean you were homeless?
I was living with friends, and there was a he said, she said that I moved around too much, and I moved around maybe once a year at the most. But yeah, I moved around like to visit states every now and then, like between the year. I would say, so I would go to Ohio for like 3 months. So I'll come here for like 2, you know, stuff like that. So people say I didn't have a steady residence because of that. But people got mad when I was renting and said, well, you've been here for a year and you're barely here and blah, 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 blah. You're about states to go see family. I need to rent my room to somebody else. Okay.
So you're saying, just to sum it all up, you're saying that everything's been unfounded anytime somebody's made a complaint on you? Okay. All right. Just hang tight for a second, okay? You got water?
Can I step out to use the bathroom or anything?
Yeah, give me just a second. Get somebody to escort you over to the restroom, okay? All right.
Can I also get your business card when we leave?
You sure can. Yeah, no problem at all. I'll get that back to you in just a minute.
And do you know anything about the kids?
I'm waiting to hear some more information on them. I know that they're, you know, it's a serious condition, so I'm waiting to hear back. I'll let you know as soon as I find something out. Okay. All right.
As Brittany's left alone to worry about her children, the detective goes to speak to Pedro, who proves just as defensive about his inexplicable actions as his girlfriend.
So, the 2 boys, you know, they went to the hospital, right? They went to ambulance and they went to hospital. Okay. They, when the deputies got there on scene, both of them, when you and Brittany gave the boys to the deputies on scene, they weren't responsive. They tried to blow in their mouth and they put the machine up to them, tried to shock them to wake them back up because they were on the verge of dying. Okay, they were very, 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 very sick. Okay, so they're at the hospital right now, not doing too well. Okay, and I'm concerned about the welfare of the boys. Okay, and I'm concerned about how good that Brittany and you watch the boys and take care of the boys. Okay, so while I was on scene, the neighbor Gina made a comment to Brittany and said, "I knew this was going to happen." Why would she say that?
I don't know. These people is have problems.
Okay.
Brittany, the last, I don't know why she say that, but she, today in the morning, Brittany told me, Gina called me and tell me, asking for some papers. She not living here. What you want? I don't know. She called me the last time. Brittany called to charity to say that these people he passed around the house, checking, make the husband make a sign like that. If she was put a order for that.
Okay.
She is mad. I don't know what is the problem.
They were hugging, and Brittany was crying. And Gina said, "I knew this would happen." Why would Gina say that? What I'm asking you is, and Brittany's taking care of the kids. You say she's a good mother, and I believe that. But are there some things that Brittany could do better? Because I'm concerned that these boys were left alone for a very long time in that bedroom with the heater on. And that caused them to fall on the floor and become unresponsive and not awake. Like you said, you saw them, you're like, something was wrong, right? Because of the color. I need to know what happened, okay? Because we know that two little boys who don't have a lot of clothes on inside of a little room with a heater blowing. And you know, we tested how hot that heater can blow. How hot?
Yeah,
Guess how much heat, how many degrees that heater can blow? 150. I'm telling you, because we have a measure, a temperature measure, like guys who install AC units and stuff, they have a laser, and they can put it on. They can tell you how hot or cold something with the air blowing, right? So that heater puts out 150 degrees of hot air. So you got a room, a very small room, and you got two little boys in that room that nobody's watching, and they're in there with the heater. That's why I was asking you, how long were you on the phone? How long was Brittany on the phone? How long were the boys by themselves? Because we got two boys at the hospital that are very sick right now. Okay? Now we got information that's constantly coming in because we have another detective at the hospital that's watching them, the medical staff. And we got information that's continually being updated because I don't know if they're good or bad. I don't know. Okay? But they're not doing good. All right? So I need to find out what happened. Why are these boys in that room with reverse locks where they can't let themselves out? They got a heater blowing on 150 degrees, and they were left alone in there. And now you go in there and they're sleeping. The color's bad on them, and next you know we have to call 911. You're getting water on them. What happened? Yeah. So I want to make sure, because I'm going to go talk to Brittany, okay? I talked to her once already. I'm concerned about the supervision of the kids at the home while you were there and while Brittany was there. And if something has happened whether it was a mistake or just some people in the kids are playing, it's okay, and you're on the phone, and then next thing you know, the kids are in a room closed up like this with the heater blowing hot, 150 degrees. 150 degrees. And for little boys like that, they can't sit in a room very, very long at all with that kind of air blowing on. And next thing you know, they're on their backs when you come in that room. So I need you to help me understand what happened because I'm trying to protect these kids. Okay? I'm not saying that you've done anything wrong, but I want to make sure that you give me all the truth that's involved in what happened. Okay? Because if you were outside with Brittany longer than 10 or 15 minutes, I want to know that.
No. I got my cell phone and there's no long calls.
Okay.
I'm telling you the truth. That was happened and this is.
So you never saw anything, because we have reports of the kids running around outside in the streets, nobody around. You know, these type of things, there's a long history.
The last time this kid did that was change everything the locks. I told you. This kid go outside. That was Sunday. we was sleeping. He was sleeping in the room, but at some point he wake up. He go outside, and I say the owner house we need a new doors, and if he bring me the doors, we put locks and the top.
So he can't go out.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I put everything because I told you this kid is very hyper.
Well, let me ask you a question. You said, let's back up a little bit. You said you went and checked on the boys 2 times, right?
Yeah.
Was the heater on both times?
No.
Where was the heater?
In the same place.
It was still in the room.
Yeah, but that was disconnected.
It was disconnected both times that you remember?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. That was disconnected, but this kid, he can pull the old time. I forgot take out the heater because he old time. I don't know why he do it old time.
So you saying he can plug the heater in?
Yeah.
He's only like 3.5 years old.
Yeah, but he can. He pulled the charger for the tablet. He pulled everything. He is smart. Just the unique thing he can speak really well. He is smart.
Okay.
Very hyper.
All right. Let me ask you another question. Prior to the sheriff's office, all of us coming to the house, before that, do you remember Brittany taking the heater out of the room?
Old time moving the heater.
Huh?
Old time moving the heater. Because
What I'm saying is before we came to the house.
now we moved the.
No, just today.
No, that was there.
Earlier today, while the boys were playing in that room, did you see Brittany go in there and take the heater out and unplug the heater and bring it outside the room? You never saw that?
No.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pedro directly contradicts Brittany's story of unplugging and removing the heater from the room, the heater that was found just feet away from the victims. And while it was unplugged, it was also still on the highest heat setting, causing the room to reach temperatures upwards of 90 degrees. So when the detective speaks with Brittany again, her story suddenly changes. And as she's confronted about the temperature of the bedroom, it's now her who begins to feel the heat. Because despite her plethora of excuses,
So I have some questions. More questions to ask for you. When was the last time the kids ate or drank before we showed up?
They ate before you guys showed up was like hour and a half.
And what did they have?
That's what they ate. They were finished eating what I told you, the oatmeal and everything else.
Well, no, you said you cooked that at
9, but
9.
they didn't finish theirs, and they still didn't finish it. They were still nibbling.
So the plate of food was out all day, is what you're saying.
But I kept heating it up, and then I was gonna put that back in the microwave, and I.
So chicken, broccoli.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Corn
Yeah,
tortilla?
didn't have tortillas.
No? Okay. All right.
It was like maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours before.
Okay. So, when we went in, we took a lot of photographs of the inside of the home. It's pretty standard procedure that we do that. So, in the room where the boys were found, prior to we showing up, there was not any outlet covers on the outlets. So why would that be the case when you told me that there was, and you confidently told me that there was?
Yeah, there was outlet because I was putting them in there. Unless
There's not. They went back and reviewed the photographs. There's not.
I don't know where the outlets are now because the last time I checked on them, outlets were in place. So I don't know where the outlets are now.
I mean, you've been in and out of that room all day. You
Yeah,
know where the outlets are, and you would notice if they weren't on the walls, right?
I probably wasn't. It probably slipped my mind to look at the outlets again. When Pedro came in with me and to get the kids out, it slipped my mind to look. But
Come on now, Supermom, don't let stuff like that slip their mind. You said you were Supermom,
yeah,
right?
but with all this stuff that was happening,
Okay.
we're trying to arrive kids and get kids out of a warm room.
Well, how warm was the room?
It was warm, like
Was it uncomfortable?
it was comfortable. Like I would,
It was comfortable?
and that type of room, I would sleep in that room.
You would?
Yeah, I would sleep
Okay.
in there.
So there's a window unit blowing in the living room, and that's around 75, 76 degrees. Okay, that temperature set on in there. Okay, it was really cool in the living room where the couches are, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we were in that room, we have a digital laser temperature reader. And a lot of people that install heating and air systems, they do that to put the laser on the air, and it tells you that a very, very specific, very, very accurate temperature of the air, okay? While we were in that room, the average temperature in that room was 90 degrees. Now, you're telling me the room was not uncomfortable.
It was not uncomfortable when I went in that the last time. Like the very, very last time. It was not.
Well, we got on scene pretty quick, though. And according to you, you just checked the room maybe 15 minutes prior to us showing up, right?
But the thing is, I didn't feel like it was that uncomfortable.
We had multiple readings in that room, and the coolest temperature was about 80 degrees. But the other two were 89.4, 86.3.
Because Pedro's the one that went to go check on them.
89.2, 88.8, 89.4.
Pedro went in before me to go check on them on that one before we had to call you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he checked, but I was on the phone still with insurance.
Okay.
And I was about to start washing some of the dishes as well. And then he came out talking on the phone, and then I walked towards the bathroom area, towards the front door, like had the front door basically like cracked, and he was screaming my name, so I came in. When I came in to see why he was screaming, saying Brittany, Brittany, all he said was Brittany. He didn't say anything else.
Okay, well listen to me for a second here.
And so, when I came in, that door was open.
All right. When we got on scene, that door was open and closed probably 3 or 4 times, so people walking in just getting an idea of the layout of the room, okay? Mm-hmm. Those temperatures were at 90 degrees with that door mostly open the whole time. So I know that door was closed because those temperatures were very, very warm, okay? So who's primary custody of those kids? Primary responsibility to watch those kids? Who is
me?
You, okay?
But Pedro steps up more.
But the majority of the time they're under your care and custody, mm-hmm. and you're checking on their welfare, and you're making sure they have everything.
Legally, I'm
not talking about legally is one thing, but who's actually and actively responsible for them?
It's equal.
It's equal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just a second ago, you said it was you.
Yeah, but I thought you meant legally. Legally,
I know it's you.
Yeah, but
okay.
Not legally,
All right.
We both step up to the plate and take even.
So I want to tell you something. They took temperatures of the boys' core temperature rectally at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
As the detective tells Brittany what temperature the victims were, both upwards of 108 degrees Fahrenheit, the tone of the interview suddenly shifts, because even she knows how severe and perhaps fatal their situation now is. And with the chances they don't survive increasingly likely, she's forced to grapple with the reality of what's now become her living nightmare, one she and Pedro alone are responsible for.
Now, this is after being put in a cool ambulance and about a 35-minute ride and probably a 68-degree temperature ambulance, and get to the hospital. So that tells me that the core temperature was higher than 108 degrees before they got into that ambulance. The temperature had to come down a little bit once they got out of the house. Now you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So something's not adding up here. Here's the thing. The doctors are in there working on your boys. And they're in critical condition.
I know.
All right? And we need as much added information as we can. Listen to me. So we can give the doctors information that they need to treat them, okay? So I need you to be a little more forthcoming than what you've been telling me, because I'm laying some facts out here to you that you can't be disputed, okay? So I need you to be honest with me. If they were in that room with that door closed, that heater running longer than what you told me, and if you made a mistake and didn't remember correctly, I need you to be truthful and tell me now.
The last time when I checked them, or between the one before the last and the last, I don't know if they shut the door. They could have shut the door.
Brittany, that couldn't have happened. Both of you guys could not have been there in 5 minute, 10 minute increments. Listen to me. And their temperature gotten that high. If you guys are in there and you're saying the room's comfortable, or it's just a slightly warm, that means that door was closed. They were in there for an extended period of time with that heater running. So we check the temperature of that heater when it's on its high setting like that. 150 degrees. Do you hear me?
Yes.
150 goddamn degrees.
Okay.
It's blowing in that room with that door closed with those boys in there. Now, did you lock them in that room?
I did not lock my kids in the room.
I'm asking, did Pedro?
You're yelling at me. None of us do that.
Listen, these boys are in critical condition, okay?
Pedro did not do it. Pedro did not lock them. I'm worried about my kids.
How long did you leave them unattended in the room?
I probably left them about maybe 10, 20. I don't know. Maybe I probably left track of time.
I've got to know. These babies are in critical condition up there.
I'm worried about my kids too.
I'm worried about them.
You don't think I'm worried about my kids?
I'm sure you are, but I need you to do a better job remembering what the hell happened. Because the facts aren't adding up to what you're telling me, Brittany. I'm not mad at you. I want the truth, baby. That's all I need.
I'm giving you the truth. I told you all I remember.
You got to give me something else. When the deputy showed up on scene that came out to the yard when you were there, you and Pedro were outside with the boys. When they took the boys in their arms to give them aid, to resuscitate them, CPR, AED, they said the skin was scorching hot.
He was not hot.
How can that not be, Brittany? Why would a deputy tell me that it was?
I didn't feel the skin as hot.
How does a deputy feel that with all of his gear on? How can he feel that? Why would he tell me that? He has no reason to tell me something that's not true. Help me figure out why I have a set of facts right here, and then I have what you're telling me.
The only thing I felt of warmness was like if the kids had a slight fever, like if they just had an injection. That's all I felt.
Tell me why those kids were hot. Tell me why they're. Is there any reason why they could have been? Anything?
What are you saying, that I my kids or something?
No, I never said that. I'm not saying that either.
That I purposely put a heater in there to kill them? No.
Give me another explanation of why their bodies would be so hot. Is there something else going on? Obviously there's no some babies. I never said that. I'm not saying that you did that. Tell me why their bodies were hot.
And I don't close my kids into rooms or nothing. And the kids slept with me last night. One slept with me and one slept with him. I'm not going to sit there to kids.
I'm not saying you did.
I'm not.
But what I'm asking
Pedro or me locked the kids in the room or something.
Do you think they were in there longer than you said they were?
I said they may have been because I was on the phone with the insurance company. Maybe you're right. Maybe I mistracked time. Maybe they're probably in there maybe a 5 minute, 10 minute more than probably what I'm thinking. Maybe my mind didn't click to the timing. You as a parent know that when you're doing stuff, sometimes you as a parent know this. So yeah, sometimes there's timing that you don't actually look at a damn clock.
Brittany, answer me something. Is it possible? And I'm on your side, darling. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm on your side, okay? But is it possible that those kids were aggravating the hell out of you while you're on the phone? Because they've done it to me before in my house. And you said, all right, I'm going to leave them in there. They're playing, have a good time. Let me take this phone call. I'm going right back in there to check on them. Did that happen? Just please tell me.
I don't do that. I left the door open.
Did you do that today?
No. I left the door open.
Did Pedro do it today?
No.
Brittany's adamant she didn't leave them in the boiling hot bedroom, but offers no alternative explanation as to how this could have happened. So while her nasty attitude does her no favors, neither does her total lack of any substantial defense. Because the sad facts speak for themselves, and everything she's adding to the story so far has only raised more questions than answers.
Something's not adding up, baby. Those babies have 108 and 7 internal core temperature at the hospital.
Can I finish? After he said, okay, mommy, maybe I didn't notice when I was in the living room, like towards the hallway area, that door was maybe cracked or closed. And when Pedro went to go see them, when I went to, after he called me, the door was open. It wasn't cracked, it wasn't closed, it was open when he told me to come in where he was at seeing the kids. He told me to come in. So the door was open. How he found the door, I don't know. If it was closed, cracked, how it was.
Was Pedro supposed to be watching the kids while you were on the phone?
Yes.
Is it possible that Pedro locked the door or closed the door on the boys?
He won't do that.
He won't do that.
Mm-mm.
So did you close the door while you're on the phone to keep them from driving y'all crazy on the phone?
No, if I was on the phone, I would put them on the sofa, and then they were driving me crazy. Put Julio on the sofa and let Alex walk around in the living room or crawl around the living room and put cartoons on. If it came to the point where I needed to make an appointment book on, they have a tablet and I have another iPhone 7 that I will give them as well. If they're bothering me too much, I will sit them on a spot where I can see them if they're on the sofa together and I need them quiet. I will set the volume down on the tablet phone and give it to them. But I'm not going to sit there and lock my kid in a damn room.
Okay. Let me ask you another question. So changing gears here a little bit. Have you had any contact with the Department of Children and Families, what you call CPS, while you've been in Tallahassee?
Once.
And when was that?
It was probably like, I don't know, 3 weeks, maybe a month ago.
And what was it for?
Because the incident of Julio running when I was in the bathroom outside the house before we changed the lock thing.
Okay. Did you have any direct contact with anybody at DCF regarding that incident?
No.
Why not?
Because I was at a doctor's appointment.
Okay. Did Pedro have contact with anybody at DCF about that incident? He did. Okay. What did Pedro share with you about that information?
That they said that that everything was okay at the time, and they will contact him or me in the near future.
Did they give Pedro any instructions to give to you?
He didn't. If they did, he didn't tell me. He said they didn't really say much.
Okay. Why would the DCF investigator tell me that she felt that you were avoiding her when she kept trying to get in contact with you?
I was at appointments. I have appointments.
Did you get voicemails on your phone from her?
No.
Any business card on the door at the home?
Mm-mm.
No contact at all?
Mm-mm. No business card, not even in the mailbox, nowhere. Because if I saw a business card, I would have called.
Okay. What's Pedro going to say when I go ask him about that question with DCF? Is he going to tell me that he told you what DCF told him?
He said something about, I don't know if it was DCF or he said he was going to do it. I wasn't paying attention to a lot of it because I was on medication. He said something about him putting maybe Julio in daycare and Alex.
So was there a set of recommendations that DCF gave him to give to you in regards to care for the kids?
I didn't see any paper.
Did Pedro mention that there was any recommendations or strong recommendations given by DCF for the both of you in care for these kids?
I didn't hear any.
You didn't hear anything?
I mean, all he told me was something about daycare, and I was on medication. Like,
Okay.
I just had a DNC that day, and I had 3 interviews that day for a job.
Okay. Well, I'm going to step out here for a minute. I'm going to go talk to Pedro, okay? And I want you to think seriously about our conversation, about the facts that I presented to you, the core temperatures of those babies, the temperature of that heater, the temperature of that room when I got on scene well after those boys had been transported and that door had been open and it was still hot in that room.
And so you're accusing me of...
No, you need to think about, seriously, go back in your mind.
If you're going to be accusing me, I need to call a lawyer.
I'm not accusing you. I'm saying, help me find out why I have a set of facts saying this and you're telling me something different. That's all I'm saying. You need to figure out.
Because you're saying you keep asking me over and over again, have I locked my kids in a room or Pedro? And I keep telling you no. So if you're going to keep asking me these questions and I'm going to also respond for Pedro, we need lawyers.
Okay. All right. Hey, on that thought,
I need my phone so I can call my lawyer.
You stand by right there.
Not going to accuse me of my children. That is ridiculous.
While Brittany may think the accusations against her are ridiculous, it seems everyone who knows her felt differently, including Child Protective Services, who had opened up cases against her in nearly every state she'd lived in. So now that the detective has far more information to go on, he'll speak with Pedro again to compare notes. And what he'll say now differs from his girlfriend in some crucial ways that will only make both of them look more guilty.
All right, so check this out. I've been talking to Brittany. Okay. Just so you know, an update on the boys. They're in critical condition. They're not doing very well at all. Okay. This is a very serious matter right now. Okay. All right. I want to present to you some findings from the scene. All right. In regards to the environment those boys were in the house. All right. So I want to ask you some questions. Okay. You said you had checked on the boys twice, right? What was the room temperature like when you checked on those two boys? Normal, hot.
So that was a little hot, but because he told you the weather today is
Yeah.
hot.
Was it uncomfortable to be in the room?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. When you checked on those two boys, was the heater on both times that you checked on those boys? Was the heater plugged in and running?
No, that was unplugged. That was not running.
Okay. Both times?
Yeah.
Both times?
Both times.
The heater wasn't running?
No.
Okay. When you went in the two times, it wasn't on. It wasn't running.
That was not running.
Okay. How long were you on the phone call with your family? Can you?
So they told you 5 to 10 minutes, but
You sure it wasn't longer?
No.
Okay.
I have my cell phone.
Okay. Did Brittany ask you to watch the kids while she was on the phone with the insurance company? Who takes care of the kids the most? Is it Brittany, or is it you, or is it the same?
It's the same, but I watching the kid because I told you he needed watching every time.
So who watches the kids most of the time? You or Brittany?
Brittany, because I'm working, but I quit my last job 2 weeks ago, and I started to work for myself, and then now she was coming with me to work, and she stay in house and take care about the kids.
So most of it's on her
Yeah.
to watch the kids because you're working and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I want to. When's the last time that the kids ate or drank something today before we got there? When's the last time they eat something?
No, yesterday.
Today.
No.
Before we come. When was the last time they had something to eat or drink? What time?
No, I don't remember because I was sleeping and I think they don't eat nothing, but we was go to the house really late yesterday, I told you.
But they ate breakfast with you this morning?
No, this morning, no.
They didn't eat breakfast?
No.
Why didn't they eat breakfast?
Because we was sleeping. Everybody.
No, but when everybody got up.
Yeah.
Okay. Brittany said she got up around 7, and then you got up around 9 o'clock or something like that. And she said she made breakfast. She made the tortilla thing for you. What do you call it?
No.
Yeah, she said she made that for you.
11 o'clock.
Okay. Did the boys eat at 11 o'clock?
No.
They didn't eat?
No. There was on the sofa maybe with cheese. They was watching TV.
Did you see them eat today? Anything?
No.
So they didn't eat all day? They
We
they-
ate late yesterday.
Okay, but today.
Today is.
You didn't see them eat anything today?
No, I was sleeping.
Okay. Can you tell me about? Okay, so let me tell you something. When we were in the room, when I was in the room at the house, it was 90 degrees temperature. 90
Right.
degrees temperature. 90. 90.
Mm-hmm.
90.
I know what you said.
Very hot. Okay. And the door had been open a lot when we were there. 90-degree hot. Very hot room. Like I said, the boys are in critical and serious condition at the hospital. The doctor took an internal temperature of the boys through the behind. Okay. 107. Anything over 104 is very bad. It could cause somebody to die if you get that hot. You understand that?
Yeah.
So that means at the hospital, after they left and they got into the ambulance, and it's cool air blowing, 35 minutes later they get to the hospital. When the doctors saw them, they took a temperature and they were 107, 108 degrees. inside body temperature. That's very bad, very dangerous. So that tells me that the boy's temperature inside the home was at least 110 degrees or more. So that tells me that the boys were in the room longer with the door closed and the heater on. That's the only way the body can get that hot. They can't get that hot just sitting in the room by themselves.
Well, the trailer was really hot. That's why
Yeah,
I
but-
was turning on the
Okay.
AC.
Yeah, but the AC was only on in the living room. The AC was going in the living room, but there wasn't AC in that room where they were playing. Right? No AC in there, right? No fan. Okay.
No, the AC that was not running.
Correct. So it was 90 degrees in that room when I went in there. The boys' temperature was 107, 108 degrees inside their body temperature. So we can assume they were cooling down a little bit, but they had to have been hotter than 110 degrees or more at the time that the ambulance got them. That's dangerous for the brain. The brain starts shutting down and the body starts overheating and you could possibly die. Okay? So this is very dangerous body temperatures. All right? The heater, the dial on the heater was set almost to all the way high. We turned the heater on. You know what temperature the heater blows the air? 150 degrees. 150 degrees. So two little boys in a small room with a closed door can overheat very, very quickly. And it's very dangerous. Understand that? So these boys are in critical condition, very dangerous condition in the hospital. And I need to understand how long those boys were in there. Did you lock the door on the boys inside the room with the heater?
There was no lock.
There's no way to lock it. Okay, did you close the door and not let the boys out? Were they?
That was open. I told you that was like that.
Yeah.
And the lock is done.
Okay.
This is not work.
Did Brittany lock the door or something while she was on the phone because the boys maybe were being loud or something?
No.
Pedro pretends not to understand what happened to the boys, but the detective sees right through the charade, because while he may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, he's smart enough to know he's in serious trouble, and considering his illegal immigrant status, that trouble's about to get a whole lot worse. But when detectives go to speak with Brittany again, they find her on the verge of a full-blown panic, and the terrible news she's about to hear will finally push her over the edge.
You calm down a little bit?
Why are you guys arresting me? I didn't do anything.
Are you calm down a little bit?
Yes.
Okay, you're gonna lower your voice a little bit. Okay? You calm?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Sergeant Barrow. I saw you out there on scene. Okay. Try to keep you calm down because you're yelling. You gotta keep calm.
Your officer was saying that
Listen to me.
that's where I asked for a lawyer because he's kept accusing me of locking my kids in the room. I did not do that.
Okay.
He said, well, I need another answer.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm telling you guys all I remember.
Okay, well.
And you're telling me I'm being arrested and I'm going to jail.
Well, here's the deal. Okay? And we'll get into it more once we get everything put together. But right now, are you worried about your kids?
Yes, I'm worried. I want to know what's going on.
Okay. Your oldest son is still alive, but he's on life support.
As Brittany hears the news about her son, her shocking reaction says everything we need to know about how she feels. And while she's obviously heartbroken, the sad fact that what happened was entirely preventable will be one she'll now have to face. Not that it stops her from continuing to blame everyone else for what she allowed to happen.
No, you can't see them right now. You need to back up in the chair. You're not seeing them right now.
When can I see my kid, please?
That I can't give you. We're still, everything's still
Help
investigated.
me, please.
Have a seat in the chair. Have a seat in the chair. All right. Right now, like I said, we're investigating. These questions are being asked.
Can I talk to you instead of your officer, please? I don't like how he was talking to me.
Okay. Here's the thing. You've asked for a lawyer. We can't just.
I want to.
Okay. That's why we were asking the questions. We have to.
But
find
he
out.
was asking me repeatedly where I lock my kids in a room, and I do not do that.
Okay. Well,
But there may. Can I tell you, please? Can I talk to you, please? Or can you tell him to come in and you stay in the room, please?
are you saying you're wanting to talk to us without a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I know my rights and I know what I'm doing. It's fine.
Okay. Like I said, because we can't ask him that. If you want us, okay. Let me go get a pad and pen. Okay. If you need some more water, you get water.
I make up one to my mom.
I can't let you use the phone right now. Because like I said, we don't.
Are you guys arresting me?
We're investigating. We're trying to get everything put together. Okay. Once we get everything put together, we'll make a decision from there. Okay. But like I said, if you're wanting to continue to talk, we'll continue.
I will talk, but I want somebody. If it's talking to you or if he said he has to be in here, but if you're in here, because. You've been trying to be nice to me, but
like I said, these questions have they are tough questions. These are questions that get asked of us.
But majority of this stuff he kept asking.
Well,
I'll let you get a pad.
Okay, yeah, we'll get a pad and pen. And,
can I
I can't let you use the phone right now.
No. Did anybody say anything about my medication?
No.
Medication.
No, we left all that. We didn't want to collect it. Yeah, we didn't want to collect it. So it's still at your house, okay? Let me go get a pad and pen and we'll be back in, okay? If you yeah, I was about to say, if you need this, you need this. All right, I'll be right back, okay? I won't be gone long.
So my youngest.
No, ma'am. And your oldest is on life support right now.
So he's doing okay for right now? Or?
He's on life support.
Meaning
Basically, the life support is breathing for him right now.
But for right now, is it working okay?
All we're being told is that the next 24, 48 hours will say something.
And am I allowed to make a decision with my child?
We'll get back. Right now, they're trying to
get everything else. I know.
They're trying to save him, and that's.
What about the other one?
Okay.
The youngest.
The youngest. What do you mean? Make a decision. That'll come. Try to come later. It's a medical examiner's case. So a medical examiner has to look at her and come up with a cause of death. Okay. It's a long process. You got a ways off before you have to worry about the funeral arrangements and stuff. Okay.
Can I need like a hug or something? Because
I can't hug. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I said I wanted to call my mom and pops.
I understand, but I can't allow you to use your phone on that. Let me go out there, talk to people, and I'll come back in. Okay.
Sorry.
No. Natural reaction. Don't apologize. I can't, like I said, you've got all the answers, we've got all the questions. That's why we've been talking to you, talking to Pedro. So again, you've got all the answers, we've got nothing but questions. And obviously, the question that everybody's asking is why and how a 1 and 3-year-old could stay in a room for so long with a heater for so long that they literally have core temperatures, like Detective Rock told you, 108 and 106.5. Okay? It takes a long time. So that's why and how. Because to get, and that's the thing about this issue of it got too comfortable. You got too comfortable of saying that tells me that this 1-year-old has been by themselves on the floor many a times because
it was just.
But you got comfortable. It wasn't the first time because
It is the first time.
It's not the first. I understand. Okay.
Normally, I watch him like he's always.
But you got comfortable. Leaving the child by themselves. You and Pedro both got comfortable leaving the child by themselves, expecting a 3-year-old boy that leaves the house frequently. That, am I right to say he has developmental delays? Left the baby. So you see, you understand what that looks like. If you were looking at somebody doing that, if you saw another parent doing that, leaving their child by themselves, walking away, whether it's on the phone, whether it's smoking a cigarette, whatever, leaving them unsupervised in a room by themselves, would that not make you angry? Especially if they're not being.
And I'm angry at Pedro right now because I told him to help me. He's pressing me about all the payments and everything that has to be made, but he's not helping.
You know how many people have the baby on their hip and on the phone? They have the baby on their hip on the phone. Okay? It's co-parenting. You can't blame one parent over the other. Okay?
Despite Brittany claiming to be a super mom, she clearly takes no responsibility for the situation at hand. And with a documented history of ignoring the victims to the point of endangering their lives, it's no surprise that the worst inevitably happened. So as Brittany's pressed on her past, she grows only more defensive, and it soon becomes clear this detective has touched a nerve.
Like I said, this is historical. Again, our own deputy picked up your 3-year-old down the street, and you didn't even know he's gone.
I was in the bathroom.
That's a long time, but you see.
I was not even in the bathroom that long. I went to the bathroom that day, and before I went to the bathroom, I checked on him, and the baby was asleep. So I went and he was sitting there playing with the Liam car toy, and I was like, okay, well, he's fine. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I went to go use the bathroom, and then next thing you know, I hear somebody banging on the door, and it was your deputy.
But again, there's a time frame there that you go to the bathroom. He doesn't all of a sudden get ready, set, go, and goes out the door. He comes out. He goes down the street, long ways. Somebody has to call us. Okay, that takes time. Okay, somebody calls us. We get our dispatch agency gets the call. Then they have to find a deputy to dispatch to. Then by the time they dispatch to the deputy, then the deputy has to take driving time to then come and go around the area to try to look for the kid. Then the deputy finds the kid, then comes and knocks on your door. That's a long time. A long time. Okay, and that's the issue that's the issue for one is that, and now we've come to you've had all these warning signs. I need to pay attention to the kid.
Oh, my foster parents, please.
Right now, we don't, can't use the phone right now. But
I'm being arrested.
we are looking at different things. Again, it's just it's negligent. It's extremely negligent. Would you agree that it is kind of negligent?
Yes, I messed up today doing that.
But just today, Pedro's saying some things, you're saying some things. The fact of the matter is that, it was, the best supervision wasn't given to these kids today. That's a fact.
And I agree with you, and I know that, if I noticed that Pedro wasn't doing what I should have, stepped up, but I wasn't.
1-year-old should have never been left alone.
And I thought that 1-year-old was still in the. I still heard it noise I still hear noise in the room. So it didn't really come to me like maybe something was wrong, or anything could be, I thought they were playing still. And then after that, I don't know when it happened, like time frame from.
Like I said, it was quite a bit of time they were left unsupervised. Let me go out here and discuss some things, and we'll let you know where we're going from here.
Am I allowed to go to my house or anything?
Let me go out here, have some discussions, and then we'll give you the plan from here, okay?
I'm not going to be able to see my kids today.
While Brittany thinks her negligent behavior was just a one-day slip, the justice system would think otherwise. She was charged with aggravated manslaughter of a child and child neglect causing great bodily harm. A jury found her guilty and sentenced her to 15 years in state prison, followed by 15 years of probation. Pedro was found to be an illegal immigrant and turned over to ICE. He was charged with aggravated manslaughter of a child and child neglect causing great bodily harm and sentenced to 30 years in prison plus 10 years of probation. Thank you for watching today's video. Whether you're new here or have been with us for a while, check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here, or one of my newest uploads right here.